is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Roger Sands with me. You are the communications person for the Smith Falls Curling and Squash Club. Thanks for joining us. You've been here before.
I have, yep.
And Brian Cullen, this is your first time here. You're a member with the Curling Club. Thanks for joining us. So what's going on? It's this time of year for you.
Oh, it's crazy because everything kind of gears back up again. They're turning on the ice plant next week to start to freeze the pad, and then they'll start to make the ice. We have our professional ice maker is Paul Harvey. He does the Perth Club and the Smith Falls Club, and runs back and forth between the two to make ice. And I think the ice is going to be painted the first, I think it's the first weekend of October. They put all the lines on, all the circles, and then it should be ready to go on the 13th of October.
How long does that process take?
To do all the painting and everything?
Right from beginning to you're ready to go.
Well, by the time they turn the ice plant on, it's probably 3 weeks at least.
Really?
Yeah. Just to get everything set up.
You actually have to freeze the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, the weather.
Yes.
Like you wouldn't want to start it last week because
oh my goodness.
It was so hot.
You'd be fighting against each other, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long have you been with the Curling Club and Squash Club?
I think it's coming up to 20 years.
Okay. Wow. So you're a pretty avid curler. Brian, you just started last year?
Last year, yes.
Yeah.
Took the Learn to Curl with my wife, and we're going strong since.
Excellent. Now, were you interested in this, or you just wanted to give it a go? How did you get involved?
Well, we talked about it before, but COVID sort of put it on the back burner. And when everything opened up again, me and my wife decided we'd get involved in it. And we took the Learn to Curl last year, which was very helpful. It helped to explain the game and got you out there with some tutoring from some seasoned curlers and that type of thing. And went on, I believe, for 5 weeks. And so it was very enjoyable and very informative, and it allowed us to transition into playing with people who've been around a little bit longer and not make too much of a fool of ourselves.
Well, that's all part of it. If you're not having fun, eh, Roger?
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so you're a member of the Curling Club now too, so you belong to a league and
Yep. Well, right now, me and my wife, we've just been doing the afternoon curling seniors and that type of thing on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we've been substituting in sometimes for the weekenders when people were going out of town for holidays and that. We'd step in and play with in the weekenders league.
Oh, excellent! So you're pretty committed to this. This is like at least 3 days a week, maybe 4. Yeah.
Sometimes it's 4. Winter gets very busy. I also play hockey on Tuesday and Thursday, so.
Wow.
I can be at some form of ice for 5-6 days of the week, type of things.
It gets you through the winter. That's what we were saying before we went on air. It gets you through the winter.
Yeah, and wonderful social aspect to it as well, and that type of thing. It's people have been very warm and inviting, and you felt like you've been there forever after your first couple of times out on the ice.
Yeah, and it's nice to be playing with people that are having fun along with it too.
Oh, yeah.
They're not right there for the competition and got to win, that sort of thing. So. That's what it sort of sounds like when you.
The seniors is very relaxed like that. Weekenders is pretty relaxed, but they have a little bit
more of an edge.
They want to win a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they're not crazy about it and that type of thing. They're still pretty relaxed.
I mean, you got to have those kind of teams too, right, Roger?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's competitive teams and then there's recreational.
Because they move on,
Because the recreational thing that Brian's talking about is on Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoons. It's called drop-in curling. So so you're not on a team, and when you arrive at the rink, your name is on a little tag, and there's four bins that are the 4 positions, and you take your name and you just drop it in the bin that you think you want to play in that position, and then. Just before you go on the ice, there's a draw, and so you never actually end up playing with the same people all the time. You rotate around.
That's the social part of it too. You meet a lot of people.
Very much so, and sometimes I end up playing against my wife. So there's who's going to cook dinner that night?
Sometimes you get to play with her though too, right?
Yeah, that happens as well, and that's nice as well.
Excellent.
And Brian, didn't you head off to Bonspiel right after?
Oh yeah, right after Learn to Curl, there was a beginner's Bonspiel in Carlton Place. So we said, what the heck, let's sign up for it. And we got another couple with us, and off we went. And we came in second. We only we were, I think, 1.5 points out.
Wow.
From first place, so we did quite well. We actually quite enjoyed it.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
it's a lot of fun too.
Now, there's a lot of opportunities to learn at the curling club too, like from youth to the seniors to.
So right now we have the Learn to Curl starts on the 21st of October, and people can register for that online, or they can come to one of the open houses that we have. We have two of those. We have the 28th of September and the 12th of October, from 4 to 8 o'clock, 4 in the afternoon till 8 o'clock in the evening. And they can drop in and take a look at the club and sign up for either Learn to Curl, or if they're experienced curlers, they can sign up for one of the leagues.
Excellent.
And in the youth curling, we have a youth curling program that it really died because of COVID. But now we're we're going out to the schools and we're trying to recruit more youth, to take up the sport.
Right, right. I know these open houses, is that the squash club as well too? Or
Yes,
is that just,
and the squash courts are open at the open house, and if you bring a pair of running shoes that are non-marking, you can try squash.
Excellent.
There'll be people there, and rackets and balls, and you can give that a try.
And there's the Learn to Squash too, play
Yeah,
squash as
yeah.
well.
There's a lesson program starting. They haven't picked the exact date, but late September, early October. It's a 6-week program, and members take you through the ropes, teach you how to play squash. Squash courts are open 24/7. It's a key fob entry, so if you're a member of, well, if you're a member of the curling club, squash is included. So it's you can do both if you want, or you can just be a member of the squash club, and you can go in whenever, anytime.
Anytime. Yeah, if you work in shift work, that's great.
You can book your court online. So there's a whole separate section that runs the squash club. So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so the curling club itself. So how long has that been here?
In the current location,
Yeah.
or in the town?
Well, a little bit of history here. But,
yeah, because it was originally on Winifred Street, because there used to be the old Winifred
I
Street
remember
Arena.
that.
And so, from what I understand, I wasn't around for that. There was the Winifred Street Arena, and there were 2 sheets of curling ice on either side of the arena. So they built kind of the arena was one of those sort of arched,
Right.
Old buildings, and then there was a sheet of curling ice down one side and a sheet of curling ice down the other side, with a roof extended over top of it. And then it moved to James Street.
That's the one I remember.
Yeah,
I think.
and
Not
that was
one.
around for a long time, and then that got old, and they built the new rink, and that was in the 70s.
It was in the 70s. It's been around for a while.
It's been around for quite a while.
Yeah, because the building itself too, I mean, when the rink isn't in, people have used it for wedding receptions and all sorts of different parties and dances and that sort of thing. But even when the rink is in,
there's a lounge.
It's big enough. People can use that as well.
There's quite a good sized lounge. We rent it out for corporate meetings, corporate events. Couple of companies have actually had their employee appreciation at the curling club, and they curl, and then have a caterer come in and do a meal for their staff. So it's
and you got a gym in there too.
There is an exercise room, room. Yeah, so it's equipped. So there's curling, squash, there's the exercise room, there's a lounge, there's a bar.
Yes.
And it's licensed, all year round. So,
excellent. So what's your membership like?
Oh, that's one of the things.
Working on.
Yeah, that's what we're working on. I think we have about 150 members, plus the squash has got about, I think, 45 members full-time that play all the time.
I mean, COVID is still out there and everything, but this is a pretty good year. People are really getting, last year everybody was getting involved and everything, but I think this year is going to be a really good year. People are going to get out there.
Yeah, we've had a lot of interest. We ran a draw for a free Learn to Curl, and there was about 45 entries into that draw. There's a draw on right now for a free youth membership. So if people just go to the website curlingsquash.ca, they can enter their child into the draw for a free membership.
Excellent.
And with youth curling, this year it starts on the 21st of October, on Saturday, October 21st, and the first 2 sessions in October are free, so kids can come out and try it. and then if they like it, they can sign up for the rest of the year. And the membership is $95.
That's wonderful.
And there's no other. They don't need to buy anything else. There's no other costs.
I guess that's it.
involved in
That's a good question too. Like everything is there.
Yep.
What do you do? Your special shoes? Is there? That sort of
Well, there are. When you deliver the rock, you have a slider on one foot.
Right.
If people have watched it on TV, they kind of crouch down and then push out, and so the sliders are available. They just kind of slip onto the bottom of your foot, of your shoe, and.
So there really isn't a cost
So really isn't anything else.
Wow.
Now, once you get into it, people buy their own brush, and usually buy a pair of curling shoes because it's it's all
Once you're
kind
into
of
it and
built
committed,
into it.
yes.
Yeah. But you don't need to spend anything else to come and do it.
That's a very good point,
And
'cause so many sports-
the kids have to wear a helmet.
Yeah. Okay.
But a bike helmet or a hockey helmet or whatever is
that's a
absolutely
good point
fine.
because a lot of money goes into sports sometimes. And
Well, when you look at the cost of hockey,
yeah.
and if you want a sport for your kid on ice in the wintertime, curling's pretty economical.
Yeah, absolutely. And it gets us through the winter, we were saying
It
earlier.
does, yep.
It gets us through the winter.
Yeah,
so
for
excellent.
sure.
Well, somebody like you that's almost there, on some sort of rink almost the whole week.
Yes,
Yep.
Your winter must go by fast.
it does.
Yeah.
It does, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, one of the things that people that have never curled before, they kind of worry that, like it's really slippery on the ice and I might fall and hurt. The amazing thing is it's not like hockey ice, like it's not like a glass surface. It's got a pebble on it that the ice makers put on.
Yeah.
And that's how the rocks are able to curl. They ride on these little tiny bumps of ice,
Right.
and as the rock slows down, it rotates and it'll curl. But the other nice thing is that it's not slippery like hockey ice. You can, with the proper footwear, like a pair of running shoes, you can put grippers on too.
Yeah.
You can actually walk and run, on the ice.
Wow.
So it's not dangerous
Right.
as it some people kind of think.
Might just think ice. Yeah.
And the other thing people talk about is, I don't like the cold, and I don't like the cold, and it's ice, so it is cold in the rink, but there's no wind.
Yes.
So it's not the temperature's maintained at below freezing, but not that far
You're
below
not
freezing.
right out in the elements or anything
We
like
have
that.
a lot of members end up, they start to sweep after a couple of ends, and they're peeling off jackets and they're in shirt sleeves.
Yeah.
Because you get warm.
Yeah, you're agreeing, yes.
Oh yeah. I've never had a problem with the temperature there, and if you're cold, just sweep a couple ends.
Yeah.
That'll warm you up.
That'll warm you up. That'll get the heart pumping.
Sure does.
That's for sure.
The only one who's cold is the skip, and they stand there and hold the broom, and that's
Excellent. Well, how do people get a hold of you if they need to get more information?
Well, they can go to the website, curlingsquash.ca, and all the information is there on the website. They can join, they can renew their membership, they can look at some of the different programs that we have, and they can call the Curling Club 613-283-4700. And this time of year, they have to leave a message, but once the curling season starts, they can pretty much get a hold of anybody
We're only
during
talking
the
a
day.
couple of weeks.
Yeah, we
really.
get going. Less than a month.
Yeah.
It's and things will be rocking.
And then you'll be busy for sure.
Yeah.
And there's 2 opportunities for an open house.
Yes, the 28th of September and the 12th of October, from 4 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock in the evening.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to have you come back and tell us how everything's going.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and we love the fact that you guys cover curling on
Yes.
on cable TV too.
We have a crew heading out next week. Yeah.
Perfect.
To do the Jenkins.
Shorty Jenkins.
Shorty Jenkins, yes, that
I
one.
think it's in Cornwall.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're in
yeah.
Cornwall for almost the full week. So
Yeah.
you can watch Kojiko to
Yeah.
your TV will have it for sure.
Great.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here. Roger Sands and Brian Collins from our Smith Falls Curling and Squash Club. Thanks for joining us.